Anyway, as I was saying, this is getting a bit boring. It ain't going to go anywhere anyway. What I'll probably say is, I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, see you lads.
So Tesco management is trying to unleash the Cogs of Bore in the approach to another instalment of some sort of interaction with me and Tesco's middle management. Now, yeah, again, we get the type of stuff that goes on around these instalments, and it's nothing. It's nothing really to write home about. Pretty much know. If I don't know the type of stuff, the type of Cogs of Bore I'm going to come out with up until it's next Wednesday, as you know. They'll just pretty much figure them out pretty quick. Do a doodle sort of thing. But yeah. I've got this real sense of contentedness. I'm really pretty chuffed with what I've done. I'm really chuffed with what I've been doing. Yet again, obviously, the Tesco management is trying to. Well, they don't really know what's going on, and they're trying to bring about a situation where they can see if they know what's going on, sort of thing. It's quite blatantly obvious. They actually think they're mind readers, and they're going about things to try and bring about a situation where they can read minds. Seems pretty crazy to me, but anyway, So they attempt all these build-ups and so on and so forth. So they build themselves up, and I mean, you see countless examples of how can I put it? Realistic, more realistic reactions, which show, that not only Tesco's management think they can read minds, but they get their socket girls, the shit-faced socket girls and shelf stackers to go around as if they're on the edge of their seat. It doesn't really amount to much, doesn't really think about it. Around this around this most boring of branches of Tesco's, I just can't wait to go to Amsterdam to just say, that was the most boring branch of Tesco's I think it's possible to have. They've got all manner of geriatric former shelf stackers, shelf stackers, and future shelf stackers to go run around. Dressed up in certain ways, saying certain things, making noises, doing stuff with props. It's pretty much, it's like, does Tesco management and their middle management never actually think, well, actually, this has never really got anywhere, so why are we doing it? That's the way it seems to me. But it's pretty obvious they're trying to build up this an attempt at a big deal dramatic moment around what to me is just get it out of the way and just get on with it. But there will be things not only during that instalment of the latest edition of my interaction with Tesco's middle management, and and top management, you know, obviously, but afterwards as well. So that'll just as happened the last time there was an instalment or all that. But yeah, it's sort of like they did with a load of people, with shit-faced socket girls and shelf stackers all over the place. You know, like I said, the stuff that I've just mentioned about going on around here, getting people to drive vehicles they never would have driven in, and then, like I said, like down the Tesco's. They're sitting there, like essentially sitting there going with vehicles that have no meaning, unless I assign meaning to them. Like I said in one of my former videos, it's actually got real world meaning rather than all the the manufactured stuff. And it's like, like I say, it is. They unleashed the Cogs of Bore. They really, all of it is just so boring. They try to do what they do to try and make it anything but really dull and really boring. It's like I've said before. All the people I was that the subject was involved with for 26 years. I hadn't known those people for nearly 30 years. And the people that I was introduced to, none of whom I knew, I'm bored of anyway. So not only am I bored of all the people I knew before 30 years ago, before 30-ish years ago, and before, what was it? Nearly, what is it? However, from the She's Dead and all that stuff. Not only do I not know any of those people, but I'm bored shitless of the lot of them. You cannot make me any less bored of not only all this stuff that goes on Tesco TV, the stuff that goes on with Tesco management, the type of stuff that goes on with Tesco middle management, the type of stuff which goes on with the socket girls and shelf stackers. It is not possible to make me any more bored of all that. Which really is a pretty useful state of affairs, and that's just the way it is. One of the things I've got these attempts at internal pathologisation is they're running a series of, I think, Alfred Hitchcock films. And I remember my opinion of the film Psycho, for example. I watched it, I thought it was little better than a cartoon. It was really shit. I'm just not into that sort of film. I think it's pretty remedial stuff. And it is, when you really think about it, sort of thing. That particular individual's films. But again, is that more attempts at propaganda or something, really, to try and build something up that really is essentially what Tesco's management and middle management despite me constantly saying, well, I'm not actually patriotic. That's one of the reasons I'm off to Amsterdam as soon as I can sort out a number of things around that. But yeah, they got anyway. So good. Pretty, like I said, pop psychology, which, let's face it, we see quite a lot of, tracing all the way back, sort of thing. Pretty dumbed down stuff. But that's the type of stuff, that's the type of content, that's the type of text that socket girls and shelf stackers, maybe some, many, all may be impressed with. Personally, I am. I think personally to me and to other people I knew who I'm now. It deserves. It needs to be said. I'm completely bored of. We sort of saw those films for what they are. That type of film. But again, like I said, I shouldn't even need to go there because, like I said, I'm not patriotic and all that type of stuff around. It's big, is pretty crazy. Really think about it. And just pretty boring, sort of thing. I forgot to mention in one of my previous videos about the game of slaps. When I had that game of slaps, that I think back to quite often. It was just a great event in my life. When I said to the guy, "That's that," right? The look of sheer disappointment on his face. He was like, that was it's quite yeah, which is quite funny as well. But yeah, we'll get back into making content. I mean, I think I've established at least to myself that Tesco's top management and middle management is, this is a type of scenario you could find yourself in, I suppose. If you do listen to the type of people you listen to, if you do try to hype things up in ways that have more effect on the people who are doing that than they'll ever have on me. They're all, like I said, well, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? No need for, what is it, extraneous information. Even though I don't mind extraneous information now and again. It's just bit of talk and spinning. But sometimes, just not up for it. But yeah. So yeah, I have got to start thinking eventually more seriously about Amsterdam, about the move to Amsterdam next year, where you never know. May be able to watch. Sometimes with my future missus, sometimes without. I'm not clingy, neither will she be. Proper colour TV. I mean, Tesco's management gets their shelf stackers around, technically accurate, gets their shelf stackers around in all manner of clobber and all the rest of it. It's just like, well, they do their thing, I do my thing. Like I said a while ago, I diverged from Tesco management quite a while ago. And yeah, I do know how to deal with Tesco's management. I do know how to deal with Tesco's middle management. Trouble is, they don't really seem to like me saying that. Or maybe they do. I wouldn't know. Again, I'm not a mind reader like they seem to think they are, sort of thing. And try to bring about a scenario where they are mind readers. But you're starting off from an initial point. It's that either belongs somewhere like NASA or the very branch of Tesco they purport to manage.